Ryan Trahan posted a video that nearly got him canceled just for appearing in a MrBeast challenge. But then something wild happened. Buried underneath the backlash were comments like, "They actually seem human in Ryan's version. MrBeast videos set them against each other as enemies. He chops their audio up to make it sound scripted and robotic." But here's what's crazier. Ryan and MrBeast were given the exact same footage to edit. They even used the same editing tricks. So how did Ryan's version feel raw, emotional, and real, while MrBeast felt lifeless? I analyzed Ryan's video frame by frame and found a hidden technique that'll make your edits feel 10 times more addictive. I want you to listen to Ryan talking in real life.
I want to get a feel of what it's been like down here.
And now listen to his voiceover.
Big question I have, what's been the hardest part of getting to day 48?
I have a hunch that Ryan takes the exact same mic he uses to record the videos and records the voiceovers in the exact same environment. If you work with a client and their voiceovers sound stiff and weird, tell them stop going in the gosh darn closet all the time. Try and record their voiceovers in the same location that they were talking in. It'll feel more natural. That's just one of the psychological editing techniques I'm gonna break down in this video. And if you want even more tricks that most editing gurus will never teach you, I made you a free viral editing secrets guide. The link's in the description, go check it out. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play the first 10 seconds of Ryan's video, and then we're gonna play the first 10 seconds of MrBeast.
MrBeast texted me, "Hi," and I was like, "Hey," and he said, "What you doing?" And I was like, "Chillin'." Eventually he sent a huge paragraph basically saying,
"I just built this bunker, and these two people who have never met each other are going to attempt to live down here for the next 100 days. Take your blindfolds off. Hugo, this is Rain."
They're both good, but for different reasons. One is screaming like a banshee in your ear with cool sounds like the pew, 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 and you got the cool VFX, you got the glowing text, all that good stuff. And then you cut to Ryan's 13 seconds without a single cut. And look at this. There's gaps in the audio of Ryan's voiceover being like, "Hey, how you doing?" And this is in the first 20 seconds of the video, which every YouTube and editing guru would tell you, you have to cut the fastest. You got to get their attention as fast as possible, no matter what. The first 30 seconds, it's do or die. If you lose them now, they'll never care about you. They'll never love you. And then boom, we have a 13-second no cuts.
Player one is Hugo.
That's me.
He lives in Las Vegas. The man's a Taco Bell fiend, and apparently he hates rain.
You can tell just from the graphic style alone, it is purposefully meant to feel more authentic than MrBeast's VFX team. That's the difference. The graphics that Ryan's editor makes is something that one single person could make, whereas the VFX that MrBeast uses typically requires a large team. I mean, just look at this big freaking team he has right here working on the Squid Game video. I mean, just this graphic alone, you see the lines in it, the layers of glow, you see the drop shadow behind it, it's motion tracked so it follows them around. All that stuff is very cool, and you shouldn't be afraid to do stuff like that. However, if you have too much production value, it strips away the soul of the video. Look at MrBeast's security cam footage compared to Ryan's. MrBeast is obviously brighter, more saturated, color graded, and then Ryan's, absolutely not. This seems to be a strategic decision to make sure that not everything is polished, and that's part of the reason why Ryan's feels a bit more authentic. The audience, when watching this angle or angles like it, will trust what they're seeing on it much more.
Big question I have, what's been the hardest part of getting to day 48?
Oh.
I almost left on day 40.
Yeah, that was pretty...
Wait, what?
And we haven't seen anything like a challenge or a test. They're just talking on the couch. You may wonder, what does that have to do with editing? That's just how Ryan does his videos. The editor chose to focus on the human emotions first, rather than just jumping into a challenge like MrBeast does.
They haven't heard music in a while, so I brought the good stuff.
Beyonce!
Say,
I love the fact that instead of actually playing Beyonce full blast, they put it through the headphones to simulate what it would sound like being played over here. If I took my headphones off like this, it would sound like this. You can barely hear the music, but the shuffling of the clothes makes it feel more human and natural. He timed the music to the ticking of the clock. Very nice. You see every time the number changes. That's an example of polish. He didn't have to line it up like that, but he did. So that doesn't mean that Ryan's videos are just a bunch of terrible, unpolished edits. No, they're meant to feel casual, friendly, relatable, but he also does some high tier stuff. It's not just thrown together. It's very strategic, guys, but it's meant to feel effortless.
Every day, MrBeast presses a button to make an alarm go off, and the contestants have to put their hands on scanners to make it stop.
Do you hear the music in the background? It is incredibly peaceful, incredibly relaxing. I guarantee you, when MrBeast introduced that element of placing the hand in, it had the most intense action suspense music, and then when you place the hand down, it's just like, I haven't seen it yet, but I guarantee it. That is why Ryan's feels more authentic. You don't feel constant tension the entire time like you do in MrBeast's video. Does that mean that MrBeast is not a good edit? No. That sort of edit is actually pretty essential for a challenge video. But I believe the best of both worlds is a mixture of Ryan's editing and MrBeast's editing. You combine them together, you get the authenticity, and then you also get the, whoa, that's like something out of a movie.
This is Beast Boot Camp.
Beast Boot Camp. We'll also give him some other scenarios too.
Let's do it.
We are sleeping.
Hugo and Rain put me through training. We practiced all kinds of scenarios of what we could be doing when the alarm goes off.
I'm just now realizing we have barely seen MrBeast in this video. It almost seems like a deliberate choice to show MrBeast at the start and then kind of move away from him so that we can really focus on these characters. And I feel as though they'll introduce MrBeast slowly until right at the end, he's just kind of fully incorporated. That's my prediction.
We all took some alone time. I did some reading. Yes, I can read. And then I set up my camera to tell you something.
Okay.
Another interesting choice here. The majority of editors do not have the confidence to allow a voiceover to play without music. Most of the time, it just feels like a voiceover should have music. But when Ryan chooses to do this, it feels more like a voice message to you. It doesn't feel like it has a bunch of sound effects, a bunch of music. It's exactly like something your mother would send you. And that's why it feels more real. In a world full of AI slop and copy-paste edits, Ryan's editing stands out because it actually makes people feel something. Most editors will never hear a client say, "Your edit was amazing." They settle for low-paying clients and wonder if they're just bad at making videos. That's why students in my Elite Editor Academy are finally thriving. If you want your edits to actually get noticed and finally start landing high-paying clients, you're already late. You should have been in the academy yesterday.
I also taught Rain and Hugo how to play chess, but eventually it was dinner time. Thank you guys.
The editor continues to cut to this same shot over and over. It's a form of continuity, something that we can see that stays consistent. It keeps us grounded because in an edit, a lot of things are looking different, scenes are changing, lighting's changing, everything's changing. But if one thing can remain consistent, kind of gives you something to latch onto. It makes them feel comfortable and safe.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Today 48.
Doom.
Boom.
Excuse me, hold on. Am I tweaking? Let me hear that again.
Day 48.
Was that added in post? It sounds like it's 3 glasses clinking when it's 1 glass and 2 sodas. I think that might be an example of Ryan exaggerating sound effects, just to make it a little different and interesting. When I watch a MrBeast video and I think to myself, there's no way that was real, right? It's a different feeling than when I say the same thing to a Ryan video, because with Ryan, it's making a joke of itself, it's making it fun, it's self-aware.
The timer that you've been seeing is not actually real, it's just edited.
Because he tells you when things are fake and when things are real, you automatically assume everything else is real. You naturally give him a pass. Whereas with MrBeast, if something feels fake, we're like, dang it, MrBeast, because MrBeast is trying to pass it off as real. That's the difference. Very nice sound effect, right? Oh. Okay, I like that. because now we're seeing a very new introduction to the outside of the bunker. You remember I was talking about that rotating shot that we kept seeing? Now it's a push-in shot from much further away. And we also have this big old clock right here. That signifies something new has happened or is going to happen. So that's a subtle way of communicating that without saying it.
It's almost 24 hours that Ryan's been in the bunker. Let's see how he's doing.
There we go. We are finally seeing MrBeast again. What'd I tell you? We're gonna start seeing him more. This is how you kind of build a more complex story. You introduce new characters, or you take characters away and then bring them back later. And you can do that with the editing alone, just by the way that you restructure clips. So even though a character could have been present the whole time, depending on how you present things, it can seem as if they left and they've been gone for a while, but they were there the whole time. It's just what you show and how you show it.
And if there's anything that can bring people closer together, it's candy. This is my candy joyride.
Dang.
The way that an editor handles a sponsored ad tells you everything, because this could either lead to huge drop-off or the same engagement that the audience had throughout the entire video. So let's find out how the editor handled this.
They've been in this bunker for so long. We've dropped 4 totally new candies, launched in Target, and celebrated Joyride Day. And they don't even have a clue about my mission that I'm calling The Climb.
Okay, very nice. The editing gets a little bit faster here on purpose to compensate for the fact that it is a sponsored ad. So we gotta kind of move things quick so the audience doesn't feel like this is dragging, this is slow, this is wasting our time. But it also makes sure that the candy feels like a part of the story rather than some random add-on. This is a part of their bonding experience. They're eating candy just like they were eating all the other stuff. We give them a pass because that context was built prior.
The first test is a 60-second stare into each other's souls.
Oh my God.
Go!
Sorry.
Beautiful lack of music, making this feel awkward as hell. It's already super awkward from the wide shot of both of them, but the editor punched in, got close-ups of each of their faces. We want to get away from them. This is uncomfortable, but he forces us to get closer. And it's like, yo, get me out of here.
Next up, word association. I'm gonna say a word, and they have to say the first thing that comes to mind.
That shot right there was a deliberate choice by the editor. He's talking about this new game that they're gonna play, word association. But what does the editor show? He shows Ryan struggling to get this little planner off the table. It's just like, why did the editor do that? It is another example of allowing mistakes to be shown on camera to show authenticity. If you only show the perfect shots with no camera issues, no camera bumps, nothing falls over, you never slip up, you never make a mistake, then it feels too perfect. So when you show stuff like that, it shows, oh, he's a human, he made a mistake. I made a mistake earlier. Ryan is just like me. And that's how the audience feels while watching.
And if you came from MrBeast's video, you know how this story ends. But my hunch is that the friendship test worked.
Very, very nice. Definitely enjoyed that. So now we're gonna move on to MrBeast.
That wasn't going to last for long.
You're so stupid.
You're a monster. I don't like you.
Dude, why do they do this in every freaking MrBeast video, bro? They scratch their face and they put some dialogue under it. They're like, I murdered someone yesterday. And it just feels off because I know what you're doing. You're hiding the lips so the audience doesn't know, but it feels disingenuous. We can tell. The subconscious feels the lack of authenticity.
I think it's time I show you guys the twist of this video. There's 2 boxes on each side of the room.
Yeah, we saw that.
Even when Jimmy comes down, it's just behind the back, voiceover added, don't see his lips moving, everything added in post. Like, give me a break, bro. It's actually amazing how little we see their faces. And what do humans connect the most with? When you watch Ryan's video, most of it is looking at their human face. You see their face pretty much the whole video. But in MrBeast, because they have to hide so much and speed up so much and kind of make fake sentences out of nothing, it kind of leads to this sort of disconnected feeling. Like I feel much more disconnected from Hugo and Rain in this cut. Are they acting like that was a slap? Is that a fake cry? I don't know what's real. Like it's crazy how night and day the edit is. Wow, this is eye-opening.
What do you want to do today?
That was fake. She did not say that. Is everything, Guys, I teach editors to insert certain audio bits when the face is obscured to tell a different story. You can splice stuff together, make something sound punchier. I don't say to do it for everything, because then everything is fake. It's only for certain lines that sound almost there but not quite right. But this is just abusing that strategy. This is the highest form of abuse in editing I've ever seen, because it is so forced and fake and not real. I'm not watching the rest of this. I'm done. I'm sorry. I was having fun watching Ryan's, but like, I don't care about this one. But honestly, this is not the best editing Ryan's ever done. No. This edit got 21 million views, and it was absolutely boring. He breaks every editing rule on purpose. Long pauses, awkward pacing, and somehow it still went viral. And I'm about to break down how you can use less editing to trigger deeper emotions and higher retention. It's a method most editors are too scared to try, but you can watch that video here.